This is a Balanced Brain podcast with your hosts, Melanie Nicholson and Sean Clift.
Hey everyone, Sean here from the Balanced Brain podcast. I'm going to check in with my friend Melanie. This is going to be part of one of what we call our brain snaps, which is just a quick little chat. One of the things that I've done over the last couple of months is change my routine from being a night owl to getting up early. So it took me a little while, but now I get up at 5 a.m. religiously, do some meditation, get a little bit of fresh air, maybe do some reading, maybe play a bit of guitar, just a little bit of personal time to myself before the family gets up and the madness of breakfast and getting ready to leave the house. But I talked to Mel about this, my co-host on the Balanced Brain, Melanie Nicholson, and I'm just going to ring up and check in because she told me that she's now getting up at 4:30 in the morning with her partner, who's a personal trainer. And I want to see how she's going. So let's give her a buzz. Okay, it's ringing. It's ringing.
Hello, Sean.
Melanie, how are you?
Good.
So how's things down in Newcastle?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It's always pretty good in Newcastle. We've got the beach.
God's country?
God's country.
Now listen, remember that conversation we had about me getting up really early and you said you wanted to give it a go?
I did. I remember I'm not a good sleeper, Sean, so I thought I'm like getting up. My partner's a PT, gets up at 4:30 and it just seems crazy to me. But I had to finish off some writing and so I gave it a go for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe the difference in getting up at 4:30. Like, it was really hard for the first few days and I kind of didn't sleep well because knowing I had to get up at 4:30. But by the time it hit 9:30, I had done more in those hours than I would do in 2 days.
Wow.
Like writing. Like,
wow.
It was
so on your book,
unbelievable.
on the book.
Yeah, it was just, I finished a manuscript that I've been writing for years just from getting up 2 weeks at 4:30.
And so how do you feel at night?
Yeah, just really like I generally go to bed a bit earlier. I need to go to bed a bit earlier. I wasn't drinking at the time, so it is easier to get up when you haven't had a couple of beers at 4:30.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that really helped. But I just couldn't believe, like, even in Newcastle, that it's not a big city, but we still, by the time you get up at 7 or 8, 9 sometimes, there's traffic, and I live on the main street of Newcastle, but I couldn't believe how silent it was at 4:30, and just the sense of peace, and it was kind of life-changing. So
is this going to be a thing for you now? You're going to be?
I think it's going to be a thing.
You're going to be an early riser?
I'm going to be an early riser, Sean. I think you've convinced me.
I love it. You know, what happened to me is one morning I was on holidays a couple of months ago in the beautiful Bargara area up there at Bundaberg, and my little one wasn't sleeping well, and she woke me up at 4 a.m, and I kind of stumbled in, and we were staying in this great place on the beach, and I said to her, come on, darling, go back to sleep. And I finally got her back to sleep, and as I walked past to go back to my room to go to bed, the sun was just coming over the horizon at the unit that we were staying in. I was like, oh my God, that's beautiful. I can't go to bed now. I'm going to have a cup of tea and watch this. And so I watched the sun come up, and then it was amazing. And then I thought, oh, no point going to bed now. I'll go for a walk. So I went for a walk along the beach, and then I had a coffee. And then by the time I came back, my two girls were still asleep, and then I got them breakfast ready at about 7 o'clock, and I felt like I just had this amazing morning. And then so I thought, I'm going to do this every day for a while and see what happens. So I started setting an alarm, but I've got to the stage now where I just wake up at 5 and I'm just ready to go and do a few things before the day starts.
I ended up doing that the second week. I actually automatically ended up waking up. So I'm going to try back and get back in that pattern. But it was really good. So
Great.
I tried it out.
Wow. All right. Well, let's check in again soon, hey? How's life? Everything's good?
Everything's good.
All right. Say g'day to the man. Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye.
All right. There you go, folks. I convinced Mel to be an early riser. Hey, we're not here to preach on this podcast, but it's been really good for me. I've really enjoyed it. So give it a try.